Welcome. We are trying to be parallel with the features of universe chased by Vedas. Vedic chase universe, amongst others, has one specific feature as that there are 9 distinct space contents. Now, draya, Prithvi, Apa, Tej, Vayu, Akash, Kaal, Disha, Atma, Man. These 9 formulations deserve to be chased with 10 folds of transcendental code value of each of these 9 formulations. So that way, there are 10 multiplied by 9 is equal to 90 distinct features which are lively within these formulations, and sadhkas fulfilled with intensity of urge have to imbibe them. Sadhkas fulfilled with intensity of urge to be parallel with Vedic systems shall permit the transcending mind to glimpse and imbibe the organization of Vaishikdarshan and settlement of 9 distinct space contents, namely Prithvi, Apa, Tej, Vayu, Akash, Kaal, Disha, Atma, and Man. One shall reach at 10 folds of TC values of these 9 formulations and imbibe them fully. For it, naturally, we have to first be parallel with the organization of the text of Vaishikdarshan of Kanad Rishi. The table on the computer screen in first column is depicting the chapters. Second column as first part of each chapter as per its sutras. Column 3 is part 2. Column 4 is total sutras of the chapter. And then the last column is about grand total. Chapter 1 of Vaishikdarshan is of 2 parts of 31 and 17 shlokas, making a total range of 48. Chapter 2 is of 2 parts of 31 and 37 sutras, making a total, and the grand total of chapter 1 and 2 is 116. Like that, the total text of 10 chapters of 20 parts is of grand total number of sutras 370. The stress here for the present in this preliminary exposure to the organization of Vaishikdarshan is upon the number value 370. Number value 370 is 37 multiplied by 10. Value 37 is equal to 18 plus 19, which is parallel with the summation value of 4 folds of hypercube 5 of full unit and hypercube 5 of small unit, half unit. This is the value of the origin of 5 space. That is 6 space as origin of 5 space is having placement value 37. Now 6 space as origin of 5 space, and 5 space is enveloped within a creative boundary of 10 components. And as such, 4 space as dimension of 6 space, 6 space as origin of 5 space, 5 space enveloped within creative boundary of 10 components, and so the value 370. Sadhkas are fulfilled with intensity of urge to be parallel with Vedic systems shall sit comfortably and to visit and revisit this organization table of the text of Vaishikdarshan and try to concentrate and to comprehend the format, Sthapatya format for the value settlement 370 in respect of value 37 as the origin seat value. Now, see, this organization is of two folds. First fold is with respect to the format of synthetic setup of square of quadruple quarter squares. And the second fold is the 8 directional frame. On the computer screen is depicted with a focus upon TCV Vaishikdarshan is equal to 54, TCV Kanad is 18. Kanad Rishi is the first Rishi of Vaishikdarshan. The sutras of Vaishikdarshan are Kanad sutras. Kanad as a formulation is of TC value 18, while Vaishikdarshan is of 54. 54 is 3 multiplied by 18. So the first fold we know is the fold which has 3 quarters as manifest quarters and fourth quarter is unmanifest quarter. So the Vaishikdarshan is darshan of 3 manifest quarters, and fourth unmanifest quarter is the placement of Kanad himself. Kanad Rishi in the unmanifest quarter is glimpsing, imbibing, and reviving and making us enlightened about the Vaishikdarshan. We know 3 space plays the role of origin of 2 space, and 3 space itself is the solid dimensional order of 5 space, and as such sadhkas are fulfilled with intensity of urge with respect to the first fold shall be parallel with as to how the 4 quarter setup is having 1 unmanifest quarter and only 3 manifest quarters, and 3 manifest quarters are the manifested format of the manifested text of Vaishikdarshan. The second fold is of 8 directional frame, and we know that Chatushpit manifests, settles 8 directional frame, and it is this settlement along the Ishan cone for its reach up till the Agin cone as a Chatushpit is of quadruple steps 33, 32, 31, 30, which is 4 folds of hypercube 32, and the summation value is 126, which is parallel with the manifested text of Vishnu Puran. We know that hypercube 32 is the format of the organization of the knowledge of the Vaishikdarshan. Sadhkas are fulfilled with the intensity of urge shall be parallel with these, and to have full glimpse of the same, one shall specifically visit 9 formulations: Prithvi, Apa, Tej, Vayu, Akash, Kaal, Disha, Atma, and Man as 9 distinct space content formulations. The computer screen depiction is also of the transcendental code values of these formulations as 25, 8, 15, 13, 8, 9, 12, 17, and 19. Grad summation value is 126, which is parallel with the organization of Vishnu Puran of 6 Ansh of 126 chapters. This is parallel with the summation value of 4 folds of hypercube 32, and it is the settlement of the Chatushpit. that is the second fold settlement, is being availed for chase of the 9 formulations of 9 distinct contents. Sadkhas shall sit comfortably and be parallel with these. One shall draw this table, and once with comprehension of these features will be going parallel with the organization of the Vedic systems. Now, the consolidated table of 10 folds of TC values of all these 9 word formulations of 9 distinct space contents are on the computer screen. It is going to be a very, very big exercise. The consolidated table well indicates that formulation Prithvi is having summation value for all 10 folds of formulation Prithvi as 936, Apa as 385, Tej as 775, Vayu as 563, Akash as 505, Kaal as 464, Disha 531, Atma 735, and Man as 712. The grand summation value of all 10 folds of all these 9 formulations comes to be 2,442. It is 58 less than 2,500, and 58 is the transcendental code value of formulation Krishando Pine, the author of Brahma Sutra. Sadkhas shall sit comfortably and be parallel with these features of these formulations. Further, the exercise which is to be specifically undertaken by each one of us is that we shall reach at the values of all 10 folds of these 9 formulations, beginning with Prithvi. The formulation Prithvi is having values for its 10 folds as is tabulated and depicted on the computer screen. These values are 1, 3, 6, 25, 0, 145, 88, 88, 185, and 395, making it 936. This exercise is very blissful exercise, and moment one will be through it, and once one will be reaching at this tabulation for formulation Prithvi, then one will be face to face with the inner organization format feature of the formulation Prithvi as first Panch Mahabhut. Step ahead, sequentially, one is to reach at the 10 TCV values folds for other formulations. Apa is having 10 folds values as 1, 2, 3, 8, 20, 68, 39, 26, 70, and 148, making it grand total value of 385. Step ahead, the formulation Tej is having values for its folds as 1, 2, 4, 15, 204, 95, 42, 52, 115, and 245, grand total 775. The formulation Vayu leads to the 10 folds values as 1, 2, 4, 13, 32, 93, 46, 44, 105, and 223, making it grand total 563. The formulation Akash is having values 1, 3, 5, 8, 16, 108, 64, 22, 90, 188, making it grand total value 505. This is the reach of the first 5 folds Panchmabhut. Now the 4 distinct space contents of second category being comprehended and settled by Vaishikdarshan are of Kaal, Disha, Atma and Man. The formulation Kaal, which has simple rendering as time, is a space content. And this space content is having 10 folds for its transcendental code value 9 as 1, 2, 4, 9, 20, 89, 47, 28, 85, and 179. Grand total is 464. One may have a pause here and take note that 464 is the value of the format of 6 space splitting into a pair of creative dimensions. It is this happening which is comprehended by Vedic systems as a time. Time, Kaal, is a physical content, and it is of the feature of 6 space domain splitting into a pair of creative dimensions. One shall sit comfortably and be parallel with this comprehension of the Vedic systems. Vedas approach Kaal time as a content, and this content is having its feature as much as that 6 space domain splits into a pair of creative dimensions, and it is this happening which is time. One shall sit comfortably and be parallel with it. It is only by comprehending it we will be appreciative of the comprehension of the Vedic seers as that all dimensions are geometric. So creative dimension, 4 space as dimension is the comprehension of the Vedic seers, and sadhkas are fulfilled with intensity of urge to be parallel with Vedic systems shall sit comfortably and to imbibe the geometric format of creative dimension. 4 space as dimension is the comprehension, is the reach of the Vedic systems to which one is to be parallel. One shall sit comfortably and be parallel with this comprehension. All the dimensions of all spaces are of geometric formats. So the geometric role as dimensional order for the 4 and higher spaces as well is to be imbibed fully. With it, we can go a step ahead and we can comprehend as that Disha, the direction itself, is a content. It is of a geometric format. Disha, direction, is space content. So the formulations, 10 formulations of Disha as 1, 2, 4, 12, 10, 92, 58, 40, 100, 212, making grand total 531. See, 531 is the value whose artifices are parallel with 5 space as of 3 spaces dimension and 1 space as dimension of dimension. So the direction in which we have to chase the existence phenomenon of geometric format is that it is to be sequential, that we have to go from domain 5 space to 3 spaces dimension, and then to one space as dimension of dimension. And in ascending order, it will be one space as dimension, taking us to three space as domain and five space as a domain of a domain. So it is re-manifestation phenomenon which is to be comprehended. Vedic systems are having a chase within creators of space, which is of a spatial order, and as such the manifestation is to be of two folds. One space takes to three space, and then step ahead, three space takes to the five space. So it is two-phased manifestation feature which is to be imbibed. One shall sit comfortably and one shall permit the mind to be parallel with this comprehension of the Vedic systems, as that the manifested creations here of our solar universe are of two distinct phases and stages. At first stage, one space as dimension takes to the physical matter of three space, and then a step ahead, three space takes to the five space. It is this feature of Disha, direction, which deserves to be comprehended well. In this background, a step ahead, we can revisit, one can comprehend and imbibe as that the formulation Atma as well is a geometric phenomenon. Atma is a space content. This space content is having values 1, 2, 5, 17, 70, 117, 61, 60, 135, 287, making it a grand total 735. It is 7 multiplied by 105, and 105 is 7 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 3. So C, 3 space takes to 5 space, and 5 space takes to 7 space, and then 7 space is of 7 distinct folds. So Sadkhas are fulfilled with intensity of urge to be parallel with Vedic systems shall sit comfortably and be parallel with this comprehension, as that Atma, soul, for the being Jeev, is of 7 phases and stages of reach. So initially, there are 2 phases, 3 space taking to 5 and 5 to 7. And this paired manifestation is to be of 7 folds. One shall sit comfortably, one shall be parallel with it, and then and only then one can be blissfully parallel with the Vedic systems. Atma, like Disha, and like Kaal. Kaal, Disha, and Atma. All three are space contents. These are of sthapatya formats. So these manifested creations, so Atma, Kaal, Disha, deserve to be approached along sthapatya formats, and once one will be parallel with it, one will be blissfully parallel with the Vedic systems. Finally, the 9th space content is mind. It is a space content. And the 10 folds 1, 2, 4, 19, 51, 50, 99, 44, 68, 135, 289, as summation value 712, deserve to be chased sequentially to understand mind as self-evolving, the way mind creates intelligence, and the way created intelligence field is of consciousness state, and consciousness is of sevenfolds, as man is also under the command of the Atma. Sadkhas shall sit comfortably and to permit the mind to be parallel with it. Now, to have proper appreciation, let us revisit two formulations, Jeev and Beach. Jeev and Beach are two formulations which bring us face to face with the human being and other living beings, and trees and other vegetations. Jeev and Beej formulations are having only distinction with respect to the Dive Prabha. Fifth fold for the Jeev is of value 21, while the same for Beej is 12. One shall sit comfortably and be parallel with this pair of formulations. All the 10 folds, except for the 10th fold, are having same values. The total value of all the 10 folds for Jeev is 614, while for Beej it is 605, making it a grand total 1219. One shall sit comfortably, one shall be parallel with it, one shall comprehend it fully, and with its comprehension, one can proceed ahead for glimpsing as that the Sutra 10 Yavdunam and Upsutra 6 Yavdunam Tavdunam help us reach at the Gita chapter's punctuation gaps. As is on the table, the gaps are ultimately of total value 284, which is one more than the total number of letters of Ganita Sutras. And the second fold will be, as is tabulated, of value 201, and the second fold being of the format of the second fold of 8 directional frame of value 35. So this format with this value as 236 takes us to the total text of 236 letters of Ganita Sutras. Sadhkas fulfilled with the intensity of urge to be parallel with Vedic mathematics shall have a fresh visit, as that Gita shlokas are 700, Gita gaps fold value is 284, Gita second gaps fold value is 236, grand total is 1220. The formulation Jeev is of TC value 614 and Beej is of 605, total 1219, and it is only one less than 1220. Eka Adhikain Purve. Thank you very much.